Old age and intimate relationships are two topics that are rarely discussed together, as if sex after 60 is something forbidden or inappropriate. But here's the truth. Desire and passion do not disappear with the appearance of gray hair. We used to think that sex life ends with age, but how about we rethink that stereotype? How many myths surround sex in old age? It's called dangerous, unnecessary. They say it's simply impossible. But what if these myths are just excuses not to look deeper? In this video we will break down the taboos, reveal how intimacy can be even more intense when you are over 60, and why pleasure has no expiration date.
Thank you for watching my channel. I create videos for your enjoyment. Please subscribe if you want to support my efforts, it's very important to me. I apologize in advance for any mistakes, dubbing is done by neural network. Please point out mistakes in the comments so I can correct them.
Older sex, taboo or reality? When it comes to sex, age seems to be a taboo topic. We used to think that after a certain milestone, especially after 60, intimate relationships simply disappear, become unnecessary or even impossible. There are many stereotypes in culture that make old age a period devoid of physical intimacy. It seems to us that intimacy is the privilege of the young only, and everything that happens outside of youth seems to be covered by a veil of silence. But here's the interesting thing. The truth is quite different. Have you ever wondered why intimate relationships in old age are so rarely discussed? Why is there such a strong taboo on this topic? The answer is simple. Society is used to thinking of old age as synonymous with physical and emotional decline. But if we look closely at the real lives of older people, we will realize that sexual attraction, desire and even passion not only do not disappear with age, but can become deeper and more intense. Yes, the body changes, but does that cancel out emotional and physical intimacy? The goal of this video is to bust the myths that have plagued perceptions of sexuality in older age for decades. We will talk about how intimate relationships change over the years, what problems arise, but most importantly, how to overcome them and why sex in older age can be a source of great pleasure and joy. One of the biggest obstacles to a fulfilling intimate life in the elderly are the myths that literally poison the perception of this topic. These myths are not only confusing, but also make many people ashamed of their desires or refuse intimacy. We will break down the most common myths and try to understand how far they are from reality. Myth 1: Sexual attraction completely disappears. This is perhaps the most common myth that forms the notion that after a certain age, people simply stop wanting sex. But the truth is that sex drive doesn't disappear, it can change. For many people in older age, intimacy becomes more emotional. Yes, hormonal changes can affect physical sensations, but that doesn't mean the desire disappears. Many couples find that as they age, they begin to value emotional connection more, and sex becomes a way of expressing love and affection, rather than a physical act. Myth 2: Health problems make intimacy impossible. Many people believe that heart problems, blood pressure, or other chronic health conditions make sex in old age dangerous or impossible. Of course, health can decline with age, and certain problems can limit physical abilities, but that doesn't mean intimacy is over. Modern medical advances, including safe medications, counseling, and special techniques, can greatly improve the quality of your sex life. Older people can adapt their habits, find more appropriate positions and rhythms to avoid discomfort and maintain intimacy. Myth 3: Older people don't need to have sex. This myth is a direct consequence of the perception of older age as a period when all desires and needs should give way to wisdom and tranquility. But in fact, many older people continue to have a strong desire to be intimate with a partner. Physical touch and intimacy is not just about sex, but about support, love, and a sense of unity. Those who experience active intimacy in older age often report that it helps them feel more youthful and energized. Myth 4: Older adults do not experience sexual fulfillment. Another myth is that people who are older stop enjoying sex. Allegedly, their body is not capable of experiencing the same sensations as it did when they were younger. But the truth is that although the body does change, many older people claim that sex becomes even more enjoyable for them than it was when they were younger. Sexual activity in older age can be less impulsive but more deliberate. The ability to feel your partner, know their desires and find new forms of pleasure becomes the key to making sex rich and fulfilling. Myth 5: Sex after menopause or andropause is impossible. Many postmenopausal women and men facing andropause believe that their sex life has come to an end. Menopause can be accompanied by a decrease in estrogen levels, which leads to dryness and discomfort, but it is not at all the end of intimacy. There are numerous remedies that can help manage these changes, from hormone therapy to special moisturizers. Men facing a drop in testosterone levels may resort to specialized medical solutions to keep sexually active. It's important to realize that these changes are a natural part of life, and they don't mean the end of pleasure. Now that we've busted the myths, it's important to address what intimacy in older age actually looks like. To begin with, sexual needs and preferences can change significantly as we age. When we are young, sex is often seen as something spontaneous and passionate, but as the years pass, it becomes more intimate, deeper, and more emotional. Many couples find that as they age, they begin to appreciate the quality of their sex life rather than the quantity. As we age, there is a natural change in hormones. In women, this is reflected in a decrease in estrogen levels, which can lead to vaginal dryness, and in men, there is a gradual decline in testosterone levels. However, this does not mean that intimate life should stop. On the contrary, recognizing these changes can be an incentive to find new ways to enjoy pleasure and intimacy. Older couples can adapt to changes in their bodies. For example, the use of lubricants or longer foreplay can greatly increase comfort and pleasure. Moreover, the emotional intimacy and trust that builds up over many years of living together becomes an essential aspect of intimacy. Sexuality in older age can be more realized and fulfilling than ever before. How do you maintain a healthy, intimate relationship in older age? It's important to realize that maintaining an intimate relationship takes effort at any age, but as we age, more attention to detail may be needed. Above all, communication with your partner becomes key. Openly discussing your desires, fears, and physical changes can help you understand each other better and find new ways to maintain intimacy. In older age, adjusting to body changes becomes an important aspect. The body may require more time for arousal, but this does not mean that pleasure will decrease. It is important for older couples to remember that intimacy is not a race for speed and quantity, but an opportunity to feel your partner more deeply, to rediscover him or her. For example, you can pay more attention to foreplay, which can include not only physical touching, but also emotional moments such as socializing or reminiscing about the past. Such approaches can help you better understand what is currently being enjoyed, and may even open up new forms of intimacy not previously explored. The physical changes that occur with age are natural, but they may require new approaches to sexuality. Many older couples find that using a variety of techniques and methods can maintain, or even improve the quality of intimacy. For example, some may use special pillows or devices to maintain comfortable positions, especially if either partner has joint or back problems. For those who suffer from dryness, there are water-based or silicone-based lubricants that make the process much more comfortable. It's also worth mentioning that sex is not always penetrative contact. Intimacy can take many forms, including hugging, kissing, caressing, and this is also part of sexuality. It is important to realize that each person is unique, and what may be pleasurable at one age may change at another. Therefore, older couples should not be afraid of experimentation and willingness to adapt. An intimate relationship in older age is not just a way to stay connected to your partner, but also an important element of your overall health and well-being. There are many studies that show that regular sexual activity in old age can have positive effects on physical and psycho-emotional well-being. For one thing, sex helps improve blood circulation, which is especially important for maintaining cardiovascular function. This doesn't mean that older people need to have sex as intensely as they did when they were younger, but moderate physical activity during intimacy can improve blood flow, maintain muscle tone, and even lower cholesterol levels. In addition, sex can help reduce stress levels. During intimacy, the body produces endorphins, the so-called happy hormones, which reduce anxiety levels and improve mood. This is especially important in old age, when many people face feelings of loneliness, loss of loved ones, or health problems. Sexual activity helps maintain emotional balance and reduces the risk of depression. Sex can also help improve sleep. For many seniors, insomnia becomes a serious problem, but intimacy helps the body relax and prepare for sleep. This is due to the release of oxytocin and other hormones that promote relaxation and relieve tension. Not to forget that regular sexual activity can even contribute to increased longevity. Studies show that people who remain sexually active into old age often live longer and feel better. This is not only because of the physical aspects, but also because intimacy helps maintain a sense of youthfulness, energy, and emotional fulfillment. Often seniors are shy about talking about their sex lives, thinking that their experiences don't fit social norms. However, the reality is that many couples continue to enjoy intimacy even in adulthood. Let's look at a few real-life stories to show that it's possible for others too. Linda and Victor, ages 72 and 75. Linda and Victor have been together for over 50 years, and in that time, their relationship has gone through many challenges. But even now, as both have faced age-related changes, they continue to enjoy intimacy. When we were younger, sex was something spontaneous and quick for us, but now it's deeper and more deliberate, says Linda. The couple uses more foreplay time, talking to each other about their wants and needs, and it has made their relationship even stronger. Nancy and Alex, 67 and 69 years old. Nancy and Alex admit that after 60, their sex life changed but didn't stop. We started paying more attention to the emotional side of the relationship, Alex says. They went to the doctor when they encountered some difficulties with intimacy and learned that there are many ways to keep active, even as age changes. We learned about special exercises to strengthen our pelvic muscles, and that really helped, says Nancy. Now their closeness brings not only physical pleasure, but also keeps them emotionally connected. Anne and Aaron, 74 and 76. Anne and Aaron make no secret of the fact that age-related changes have greatly affected their sex life, but it hasn't been a problem for them. When I went through menopause, I thought our intimate life would be over, says Anne. But Aaron has always been patient and willing to find new ways to give me pleasure. The couple uses various techniques and devices to maintain intimacy and notes that their relationship has become deeper and more fulfilling. Psychological aspects and fears related to intimacy in old age. One of the biggest barriers that older adults face when it comes to intimacy is psychological. Fear of judgment, insecurity about their bodies, and fear that their partner will no longer perceive them as sexually attractive can be major barriers to a fulfilling intimate life. Many older people believe that their bodies are no longer capable of generating sexual desire, that they have lost their attractiveness. But the truth is that beauty and attractiveness are not defined by youth. Sexual attractiveness is not only appearance, but also self-confidence, the ability to be open and emotionally available to a partner. Fears and complexes associated with age-related changes can be overcome with the help of frank communication with a partner. It is important not to be shy about talking about your experiences, desires, and fears. A supportive and understanding partner can be the key to overcoming these barriers. Working with a psychologist or sexual therapist can be helpful for those who are experiencing significant difficulties with intimacy. Professionals can help address inner fears, teach new communication techniques, and offer strategies for improving the quality of sex life. The bottom line is that a sex life in old age is not a myth, but a very real possibility for those who are willing to talk openly about their desires, find new ways to maintain intimacy, and are not afraid of the changes that come with age. Intimate relationships can become even deeper and more fulfilling when they are built on mutual understanding, trust, and a willingness to experiment. It is important to remember that age is not a judgment, but a new chapter full of opportunities for growth and development, including in matters of intimacy.